Stupid is, stupid does, Miss Blue.
I guess.
Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder, saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. Oh, and spoilers for the entire first season of Fallout from here on out. When I was in high school, I acted in a play for fun and for the experience. I got a supporting role, nothing special, but I remember something that the director said to a person playing a comically dumb character in the play. To believably portray a dumb character, someone has to be really, really intelligent, and I believe that. I also believe that someone needs to have a certain level of intelligence to write a dumb character believably without infuriating the audience. I like to call it the Patrick Star effect, but a more famous example would be the Homer Simpson effect. And keeping that in mind, one of the weirdest criticisms I saw towards the Fallout show was that Maximus's decisions made no sense, and I completely disagree with that. His choices make perfect sense if you realize that they're not all that well thought out. Maximus basing his life on the ideals of the Brotherhood of Steel, a quasi-religious group which has been completely flanderized in the Fallout series to make absolutely no sense whatsoever anymore. Their message at this point is idiotic at best and hypocritical at worst. And this is how Maximus was raised. It's all he knows. So that is his full extent of making good decisions. Meaning that Maximus does not make good decisions. And that is very consistent throughout, emphasizing his intelligence.
I've made a huge mistake.
Have any of you known the religious homeschooled kid or the boarding school kid? You remember how they joined a sports team randomly and felt like they were different from everyone else on the planet? That's both Maximus and Lucy, except Lucy was given a proper education, and Maximus was bullied, beaten, abused, and belittled as his mind was filled with the most useless ideas in the wasteland. FYI, this is a commentary on the current Brotherhood of Steel, not the OG from the original games, just saying. So when the first episode hints that Maximus cut off Dane's foot, we believe it. We believe that Maximus would have been jealous of Dane's spot and did something stupid and evil, even though it would have been very much poorly thought out, and why we immediately knew that Knight Titus was going to die when he started treating Maximus poorly. While we eventually learn that Dane hurt himself, back at the start of the show, we assumed that Maximus would kill anyone to get what he wanted because we didn't know him yet. Most would have assumed that he's an idiot that would have done anything to get what he wanted, meaning power armor.
But I want it now!
But once we have all of the information, we learn that Maximus was completely focused on the ideals of the Brotherhood of Steel. Having been rescued by a knight when he was a child, Maximus thinks the Brotherhood is everything. That's why he let Titus die when he thought that the knight wasn't upholding the ideals of the Brotherhood, and why Maximus thrusts himself into situations where he has no business being a part of anything in the world. The chicken molesting guy comes to mind. Talk about a person who deserves an ass whooping. And then Maximus threw himself at the ghoul while having little battle experience. While the power armor did even the playing field, Cooper won through quick thinking and scary accuracy. Being outthought really emphasized Maximus's lack of ability to think critically. And then it's shown again and again and again, with Maximus trying to reclaim his armor through brute force and luck, and telling the Brotherhood that he died instead of Titus, and treating Thaddeus poorly in revenge for the bullying, when the smart things to do would have been to pretend the power armor was about to explode to confuse the raiders and throw them off, then tell the Brotherhood that both he and Titus were on the trail of their target. That would have taken Thaddeus out of the equation altogether, but after Maximus's mistake, he should have treated Thaddeus with respect to butter him up a little bit and gain some loyalty.
Oh, it's so obvious! I would have never thought of that!
The stupidity continued when Maximus fought the Gulper in the dumbest way possible, almost killing Thaddeus, and then he told Thaddeus that he wasn't Titus and didn't expect Thaddeus to turn on him. All because Maximus admittedly wants the actual Brotherhood part of his organization, and then later he attacked the residents of Vault 4 after stealing their energy supply. all because he didn't have all of the information and he thought that Lucy couldn't do anything wrong. Even when he tells Lucy the truth, connects with her, and has mercy on Thaddeus, he still makes bad decisions, attacking Moldaver's group and thinking that he could live happily in a vault when Lucy learns that the vault system was as broken as everything else in their world. Maximus was very quick to drop the ideals of the Brotherhood of Steel to live a safe life with Lucy, and it was perhaps his most reasonable decision in the show, having connected with a girl interested in him and having seen the vaults in action for himself. But it did show the short-sightedness of his character, that things would never be that simple for him, that things could never be that clean for anyone in the world, that even the best vaults are destined to crumble eventually, even Vault 4, and that truly his best course of action would be to rise up the ranks and reform the Brotherhood into something that could actually benefit the survivors of the world. But that would require big thoughts and something other than childish ideas of what heroism is.
I am here! Coming to the door like a hero!
I think the scene that really cemented Maximus's character for me was his discussion about sex with Lucy. His complete lack of understanding demonstrated that the Brotherhood did not provide proper sex education to him. A lot of people claim that this scene was cringe, and yes, I completely agree. It was so cringe that you wince and laugh at the same time because it's very real in its awkwardness, kind of like how the first season of The Office was. The episode Diversity Day comes to mind, where Michael tries so hard not to be racist, he ends up being the most racist person to ever live. It's the same thing with Maximus, except with sex instead of race. Have you ever met homeschooled kids? Do they seem well adjusted with sex, especially when raised by crazily religious people? My stance is that anyone can believe anything that they want until they start hurting people and keeping people from understanding what a healthy sex drive is. That scene with Maximus and Lucy is basically what would happen if a super conservative homeschooled kid started dating a super liberal homeschooled kid. It was ridiculous, uncomfortable, and very, very real. That's why I like it. I have literally seen interactions like that, and I mean literally in the literally fashion, and you can't convince me that this scene was poorly written no matter what you say.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Maximus's entire character is based on the idea that he was not given a proper education. The Brotherhood taught him basically all of the wrong things. He's out in the wasteland without critical thinking skills. He knows random facts, but not how to utilize them to their fullest. He might not even be naturally dumb. He could just be uneducated. And being taught the wrong things is a huge factor when making decisions and interacting with others. If Maximus was a Fallout character in the game, all of his stats would be in luck and charisma. Well, he is actually a decent shot as well. I can give him that. It makes it so that he can fail upward, which is also a thing that I have seen in many different organizations. They don't have to be religious or military at all. You just need to say the right things and know the right people. Sometimes being loyal and lucky are the most important things while rising through the ranks. Is Maximus the best character in the Fallout show? No, not in the first season at least, but I think that was done intentionally. He still has a lot of development that he can go through. I have a feeling that the second season will bring the best out of him, either showing him dragging himself out of ignorance or bringing destruction because of the military and religious doctrine of the Brotherhood. And I can't say that it's bad writing to demonstrate that blindly following an organization is stupid, because it is. Could everything about Maximus fall apart in the second season? Absolutely, it is very much possible, but I'm still looking forward to seeing what they do. You're welcome to disagree with all this, that's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
I can handle things, I'm smart! Not like everybody says!